Hello, Manhattan. Thanks for tuning in to this week's Channel 8 newscast. I'm Zach Doherty.
And I'm Katie Ellingsworth. Although it's our last show for the semester, we have a packed one for you, so stay right here.
In this week's show, we bring you a heartwarming story about a wrestler who wrestles with adversity every day.
Also, the mechanical and nuclear engineering students spent their week showing off their power drill skills.
And later in the show, we have tips for any budget-tight holiday shopper this season. All
this and more coming up on Channel 8 News.
This is Channel 8 News, KKSU LP. From Manhattan and Riley County. From Kansas State University, this is Channel 8 News.
Students have been trekking through the snow on campus, but is there more to come before winter break starts?
Channel 8's J. Ryan Roberts is outside the studio to tell us what winter weather is headed our way next.
Hey you guys, snow's still on the ground, but the sun's come out and it's slowly melting. Still a little bit chilly, but is it gonna stay this way? Stay tuned for your 5-day forecast.
A suspect is in the hospital after being shot by police in Manhattan. Around 6 a.m. on Tuesday, December the 10th, the Riley County Police Department received a 911 call regarding shots fired at the Quality Inn and Suites. According to RCPD, police officers arrived on the scene and observed a subject discharging a firearm outside of the hotel. Officers ordered the subject to cease firing and drop the weapon. When the subject refused, officers returned fire and struck the subject multiple times. RCPD Director Brad Schoen says that the Kansas Bureau of Investigation is now handling the case. The subject has been arrested for aggravated assault and additional charges are possible.
A rape report was filed on the morning of December 7th by the Riley County Police Department for an incident that occurred in Manhattan the prior evening. A 26-year-old female reported that a suspect had engaged in inappropriate sexual activity with her while she was intoxicated. There have been no arrests made at this time, and officers continue to investigate the incident.
An attempted aggravated burglary in the 800 block of Allison Avenue was reported on December 7th. There were no items taken during the incident.
With vacant homes and community members traveling for the holiday celebrations, the Riley County Police Department is reminding the public to keep homes and vehicles secure. Windows and doors that are locked will help to decrease your risk of becoming a victim of the crime this holiday season.
As college students, we sometimes earn the chance to study or intern abroad. Zach, you were able to travel to South Africa last summer to write for a magazine. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience?
Sure. Katie, it was an experience that I will never forget. The second I arrived, I felt welcomed with openness and kindness. You could also feel a great sense of community between the South African people. It didn't matter if you lived in the poverty-ridden townships of the major and modern cities or the wealthy housing on the countryside. Everywhere you went, you felt the camaraderie of South Africans. South Africans credit one man on how far the country has come, and that man is Nelson Mandela. Here's a simple protest that would be impossible if it wasn't for the acts of Nelson Mandela. Mandela led South Africa out of the inhumane apartheid and into the bright of their future. That journey started. Nelson Mandela will go down in history with the likes of Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. as one of mankind's greatest leaders and advocates. That fight started here on Robben Island. Nelson Mandela passed away last Thursday on December 5th. His message still goes on between the people of South Africa as they still fight for rights. The city of Cape Town, Pretoria, and Johannesburg still is so full with culture and life. As you see, people still will always remember Nelson Mandela, because without these acts, you would never see the images that you see before you right now. It was a great experience for me, and I believe that South Africa is definitely a country on the rise and one to be reckoned with in the near future. It's a great place.
Well, may his legacy be remembered then. We're going to take our first commercial break, but coming up next is the powerful story of a K-State student who's wrestled with his own life challenges.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Since opening its doors, the International Animal Health and Food Safety Institute has had literally thousands of people take advantage of the facilities and academic programs that are being developed. K-State Olathe offers a unique opportunity for scientists from industry and academia to work side by side, focused on addressing real-life issues and training the workforce. Progress is being achieved. K-State Olathe, now open for business.
I like K-State mainly for the family atmosphere.
Once you're here, you're greeted with a smiling face. You could step onto K-State's campus and feel that without even talking to anyone, that it's welcoming.
The administrators and faculty, they remember your name.
Anywhere you go, someone's there to help you and to smile at you.
Half of campus is going to be wearing purple, and you know that there's that K-State pride.
It's really evident that you can do something and you can be somebody and you can really define yourself here.
I'm a part of the campus.
K-State to me is home.
And that kind of gives me a sense of place.
Student Radio brings every game to K-State fans on the Wildcat 91.9.
Line's going to take a pitch out to the right. Hubert dices his way up and into the end zone for the Wildcat touchdown. Takes the snap. He's going to roll out. He's going to throw deep over the middle of the field for Tyler Lockett. Catches it. 15-10, 5, touchdown, Kansas State.
For all of your K-State sports coverage, tune into the Wildcat 91.9.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Zach Doherty.
And I'm Katie Ellingsworth. Remember to share your holiday pictures of Manhattan with us on our Twitter handle at Channel 8 KSU and on Facebook, Channel 8 News KSU.
Alumni, parents, faculty, students, and corporate partners of Kansas State University made a philanthropic gifts, pledges, and future commitments to the total of this year's fiscal year, totaled $152 million. This figure sets a new record in total gifts in the 69-year history of the KSU Foundation. This year has surpassed the previous record of $111 million in 2012.
K-State is a school known to support and root for their athletic teams. After all, Wildcats bleed purple. Reporter Katia Like covered a unique story of an athlete on K-State's club wrestling team and his ability to overcome adversity.
Winter break is around the corner and K-State's wrestling club has begun. A typical week consists of practicing 4 times a week for an hour and a half at the rec center. And not anything is but typical for wrestler Bryce Bauer and his struggle and overcome ability with wrestling. So bad.
Switch. Name is Bryce Boyer. Switch. It was just a birth defect. I was just born without a lot of the bones in my legs, so we got them amputated so I could walk around. Okay. Well, I never really knew what it was like to have legs in the first place, and so, I don't know, I pretty much learned to walk around the same time everyone else did. I used to have a really bad pair of legs, like we're talking leather to keep them on, leather straps and everything. And they were okay, I could walk around, and then later on, when I got older, I got some nicer ones. I actually had a little ankle flexion so I could do sports. Okay. So, I don't know, it was pretty much normal childhood. You know, having no legs, I can do pretty much whatever I want to. I don't think there's really any real limitations besides if I wanted to jump really high, that might have a little bit of difficulties. Yeah. I know there's been at least one time this semester I was walking to work and my foot completely snapped. That wasn't too good, so I had to crawl to work and get an Allen wrench and fix it as best I could. Oh, but other than that, you know, like everything's pretty normal. I get around really well. Can drive cars. I can do whatever. My family every once in a while will go skiing or something. Switch. Sit out first. I'll just come straight across here. Sit out, switch first. Ready. I think being politically correct's kind of boring in that sense, so I love a good, hey, you have no legs joke. So because of that, it relaxes people, I think, around me at least. Like, after they first meet me, everything's really normal.
Wow, what an inspirational story. It looks like he's just a fun-loving kid that loves life.
He really is. His energy is fantastic, and he really has a great outlook on life and his ability to just do whatever he wants to do.
Very cool, very cool.
It was really great meeting him and hearing his story.
Thanks, Katia.
Thanks.
During the holiday season, it's a tradition to give back to the community, and a local charity needs your help. Operation Santa Claus is a toy donation that helps thousands of children in Fort Riley and the surrounding communities. All monetary donations go directly to purchasing toys for the children. Toys can be dropped off at various donation sites in Fort Riley, Junction City, and Manhattan. Here in Manhattan, the locations are Gymnastics Plus, Kmart, Chamber of Commerce, Navy Federal Credit Union, Walmart, and both of the Walgreens. Stuffed animals are not recommended due to allergies many children may have, but any donations will be accepted through December 18th. Volunteers are also needed to wrap gifts. For more information, go to the Operation Santa Claus Fort Riley Facebook page at facebook.com/OP Santa Fort Riley KS. Toys can also be donated at McCain Auditorium tonight before the Brian Setzer Orchestra.
Earlier this week, there was a buzzing coming from Rathbone Hall. Channel 8 reporter Shelby Brunk went to see what the mechanical and nuclear engineer students had to offer during their end-of-the-year fair.
Well, how do nuclear engineering students spend their finals week? Well, building different types of motorized transportation is just one way these students tested their skills.
Lock and engage. Freshmen in the mechanical and nuclear engineering program at K-State featured their final projects at the Cordless Drill Vehicle Games. Students built motorized vehicles out of scooters, skateboards, and bikes while only using one tool, a cordless power drill. Assistant professor for the department, Greg Spalding, says this project is designed to teach students about working together and on the potential of building environmental-friendly vehicles.
It's a lot about teaming, and it's a lot about the process. How do you approach a problem? How do you start working through a problem, solving problems, and then ultimately resolving those problems?
Spalding says this project is designed to teach students about working together and on the potential of building environmental-friendly vehicles.
I'm not sure who is more excited about the experience, the professors or the students.
How fast were those scooters able to go?
Up to about 15 miles per hour, so that's pretty exciting for those students to build something that will do that.
That's pretty cool.
Well, thank you, Shelby. After this short break, we'll be joined on set with the Humane Society.
So stick around to see who they'll be bringing.
It was the day the music nearly died. Little remained after a 1968 fire roared through Nichols Hall at Kansas State University, reducing the music department to rubble. But before the embers of that terrible fire had even died, a new fire blazed within every member of the Wildcat Band. Using the only sheet music that survived the fire, the band pumped up the next home crowd with a rousing rendition of Wabash Cannonball. To this day, the jingle, the rumble, and the roar still fire up the fans and brings them to their feet. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way. Around here, school pride isn't just some slogan on a t-shirt. It's the spirit that comes from understanding we are stronger when we're together. That's the essence of K-State Proud, a nationally recognized student-led fundraising campaign. In just 6 years, K-State Proud has helped raise more than $500,000 to help students who need it most and appreciate it best. Think of it as Philanthropy 101. K-State Proud. It's just one more way the Kansas State family treats one another, well, like family. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way.
Well, welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Katie Ellingsworth.
And I'm Zach Doherty. Katie, have you thought much about gifts for your friends and family? Because being on a budget, I can't think of anything.
You know, I've been thinking, but my wallet is just a little too light this year. Thanks to our reporter, Emily Waring. She's got great gift ideas for anyone on a budget.
It's that wonderful time of year, Christmas. There's snow, Christmas trees, and what to get Uncle Bob. That one person on your list you never know what to get.
The countdown till Christmas is ticking on. Wreaths are being hung on the door, stockings are ready to be stuffed, and the tree is all decorated. But what to put under the tree? That is the question.
Here are some easy, do-it-yourself Christmas gifts that won't break the bank.
For someone who has a sweet tooth, make a cookie in a jar mix. You will need brown sugar, white sugar, flour, baking soda, salt, chocolate chips, and a jar. Start by mixing your flour, soda, and salt, then scoop the mixture into the bottom of the jar. Next, place the brown sugar followed by the white sugar and top it off with the chocolate chips. Make a tag that lists the remaining ingredients needed and the cooking instructions. Get creative and decorate the jar. Even give a holiday cookie cutter. Another great gift is a custom mug. Simply draw any design on the mug using a Sharpie. Place the mug in the oven and turn it to 450 degrees for 30 minutes. Make sure to check on the mug occasionally so that it's not turning brown or cracking. Pull the mug out when time is up and let it cool. You can even give some drink mixes that they sure will love. A third great gift is a movie basket. This is an easy gift for that certain someone who is hard to buy for. Simply get some movies and some of their favorite foods to fill the basket. People will love these gifts and your bank account will love you too.
All those gifts range between $5 to $25, so they're not too hard on the wallet. If you missed how long to cook your cup or the cookie ingredients, make sure to check out our Facebook page at Channel 8 News KSU for all the details.
I'm definitely going to have to go to our Facebook page and get those details again because those are some really great ideas.
I'm stuck on a couple people on my shopping list. Plus, money is really tight again this year, so thank you so much, Emily. The National Restaurant Association last week released the results of an annual What's Hot culinary forecast. Locally sourced meat and seafood will be the top trend for 2014. For Kansas local farmers, that's fantastic news and means the demand will keep on growing.
Even with residents and students alike being on a budget, people in the Manhattan community are still giving back. Channel 8 found an organization that's committed to spreading the holiday spirit. The Kansas State Delta Chi fraternity members started the Adopt a Child program just last year. K-State students, faculty, Greek organizations, and many Manhattan community members have participated in this unique shopping spree for others. Delta Chi members compile and give wish lists unique to each child and their family, and the sponsors fulfill their Christmas dreams. In just one calendar year, the participation and children adopted has more than doubled. The future is bright for this wonderful organization as well as the children they help.
In a different terms of adoptions, today we're joined with Jessica from the Humane Society. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Well, who do you have with you today?
This is Willie. He's about a 5-month-old domestic medium hair kitty up for adoption. He's male, has been neutered already, and is up to date on all of his vaccinations.
Very cool. So it's close to Christmas. How do you guys deal with Christmas? Do you guys give out gifts, or do people come in for Christmas gifts a lot? Or
well, we really recommend giving a membership to the Humane Society as a donation for that person that has everything, and you're trying to find something as a stocking stuffer or something more meaningful, a type of gift like that. So we have annual and lifetime memberships both that are available on our website. For more information, you can look there at the cost of those. But you can, and I'll also donate to our association in memory of someone, and give it a gift that way as well as a gift for the holiday season.
So what exactly does a membership mean? Like, what does that entail?
A membership helps to support our cause, which is to help with the homeless pets in Riley County. And you're a voting member of the Humane Society. You're part of our public meetings, and you're kept up to date on all of the information, newsletter, and that sort of thing. So we try to keep all of our members very active in the organization.
Very cool. Are they able to adopt a pet for the holidays?
Yeah, sure are. We kind of we like to have all family members involved with something serious like a decision to adopt. Willie really wants to.
Yeah, he's definitely a wildcat. That's for sure.
He's a very good boy. So we kind of like to have people, a whole family, make a decision about adopting, just so that everyone is on the same page and knows that animal is right for them. But we definitely do have people come over the holiday season to adopt pets for the family. Willie's one of those that we're hoping to find a home, that he'll find a home for the holiday season and for Christmas.
Well, he's sure energetic there.
Yeah, he is.
And trying to jump off the desk all day.
That's what comes from being a 5-month-old little boy.
Very true.
Well, thank you, Jessica.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, no problem. See you later, Willie.
All right, well, now we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere.
Coming up after the commercial, we'll have a full look at the weather and a look at K-State sports.
It was a routine grain elevator inspection until the explosions began. Until a blast tossed him more than 300 feet. Then it became the event that changed Kevin Saunders forever. The body of this K-State alum was broken, but his spirit, well, that spirit not only survived, it thrived. Against all odds, Saunders transformed himself into the world's greatest wheelchair athlete, one of America's premier motivational speakers, and the first Paralympian appointed to the President's Council on Physical Fitness, Sport, and Nutrition. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way. Wired magazine calls him the explainer. His students call him amazing. Over 20 million YouTube views show that Associate Anthropology Professor Michael Wesch is transforming higher education. Translated to more than 20 languages and counting, Professor Wesch's teachings still share one common voice: passion. And whether you're learning live or online, that passion is contagious. And that passion is one of the leading reasons Kansas State University is first among U.S. public research universities in producing U.S. Case Carnegie Professors of the Year. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News.
We are back with our weatherman, J. Ryan Roberts. So it's been kind of cold, but it's getting a little warmer. How has everything been? Is it going to stay this way?
For the most part, yeah. Of course, after what we experienced last week, anything is going to feel amazing. But let's take a look outside. You'll see that the sun is out and it's starting to melt up all the snow that we got. But it's still pretty chilly. If we come back inside to take a look at our national forecast, most of the country is dealing with temperatures, highs in the 30s and 40s. The exception being Chicago, who's having a high of 19 with a little bit of snow. Of course, here we're experiencing highs in like the low 20s, 24. But on the coast, we got Los Angeles feeling bright and sunny with a high of 70. But down in Miami, it's high of 82. It's going to be raining, so you might want to get an umbrella. If we look at our state map, we're all kind of experiencing the same thing. Highs in the low 20s, 21 in Topeka, 24 here in Manhattan, 29 in Dodge City, 29 in Wichita, and 26 in Salina. So pretty even across the board. 5-day forecast. This is where it's going to change a little bit. Thursday and Friday, we're looking at low 40s as our high, which is going to feel amazing. But sadly, back down into the high 20s for Saturday and Sunday. So we'll have a little bit of a jump there, but then back to bundling back up. So back to you guys.
Thanks for the update, Jay Ryan.
As Kansas State students are slowing down to get focused and ready for finals, K-State's athletic teams have been heating up and are in full swing.
Channel 8's reporter Courtney Liebel has the week's sports coverage.
Thanks, Zach and Katie. Good news, Manhattan. The Cats are going bowling and heading to the desert once again. K-State will travel to Tempe, Arizona to take on the Michigan Wolverines in the 2013 Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl on December 28th at 9:15 p.m. The game will be nationally televised on ESPN. K-State is 1-1 in their history in the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl, which was formerly called the Copper and Insight.com Bowl. The Cats last appeared in the bowl back in 2001. This is the 7th bowl game in school history and 15th under Coach Bill Snyder. The Cats are 6-8 all-time in bowls under the legendary coach. The men's basketball team took on South Dakota Tuesday night in Bramlage Coliseum. The Cats got off to a slow shooting start, which allowed South Dakota to open up a 15-4 lead in the second half. The Cats came out and opened up with an 8-2 run to grab their first lead of the game at 34-33. The teams continued in a back-and-forth battle, with the Wildcats coming out on top with a final score of 64-62. Marcus Foster led the Cats with a team-high 18 points, while Shane Southwell added 17. K-State takes its 4-game winning streak into their next game on Sunday, December 15th at 5 p.m. In women's basketball action, the Lady Wildcats took on Grambling State in a Saturday afternoon matchup. K-State forced Grambling State into 25 turnovers and held the Lady Tigers to shooting 35% from the floor, as the Cats came away with an 83-50 blowout victory. Freshman Kelly Thompson led the Wildcats with 14 points off the bench, including 4 three-pointers. Haley Tejada added 12 points, which marks the 4th time this season that she scored 10 or more points in a game. The Lady Cats play on Sunday, December 15th against UC Santa Barbara at 1 p.m. That's your final look at sports this week. I'm Courtney Liebel. We're going to take our last commercial break, but right after that is one last look at weather, so stay right here, Manhattan.
Study, class, eat, play, 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 study, class, chill, class, eat, study, play, study. Sometimes it seems there just aren't enough hours in the day at our 3 campuses, so you have to make every minute count, especially those precious first few. That's why Kansas State alum Herbert Diamond invented the snooze alarm, a dorm room fixture. Because even when you can't wait to get started, sometimes it's nice to wait to get started. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way. It was the day the music nearly died. Little remained after a 1968 fire roared through Nichols Hall at Kansas State University, reducing the music department to rubble. But before the embers of that terrible fire had even died, a new fire blazed within every member of the Wildcat Band. Using the only sheet music that survived the fire, the band pumped up the next home crowd with a rousing rendition of Wabash Cannonball. To this day, the jingle, the rumble, and the roar still fire up the fans and brings them to their feet. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way.
Welcome back. We're going to take one last look outside with weather with J. Ryan Roberts. How's it feeling outside?
Still a little bit chilly. There's still some snow on the ground, but with the 40s we're going to see in the next couple days, that'll probably mostly be gone. So, but I'd still wear a jacket if I were you.
Well, next week marks the beginning of the dreaded finals week for Kansas State students. All-nighters, marathon study sessions, and coffee runs seem to be a tradition.
But a study by the National Sleep Foundation found that caffeine is known to cause anxiety, irritability, and sleep disturbance, none of which is good when you need to focus during a final exam.
And lack of sleep leads to problems completing a task and concentrating, so it might be better for students to reprioritize and get enough sleep to improve their performance.
So keep that in mind when you are finishing up your studying, and best of luck on behalf of Channel 8 to all students.
That wraps up our last show of the semester. Don't worry, we'll be back right after winter break. Be sure to keep updated with Channel 8 through our Twitter at Channel 8 News and also on our Facebook page, Channel 8 News KSU. On behalf of Katie, Jay, Ryan, Courtney, and the rest of Channel 8, it's been a pleasure bringing you the news this year, and have a safe and happy holiday, Manhattan. And congrats to the seniors graduating this Saturday.